I'm sorry if I sound riled up in this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you could just take a moment and please make sure that you are subscribed and make sure that you hit the bell so you get notifications when I post videos. That would be so awesome. And if you are someone who likes to skip around on videos, especially long ones, then I would encourage you not to skip around on this one so that you can get all the information. And what you can do is just speed up the video. You can watch it at 1.5 speed. So just in general, if you're someone who likes to skip around on videos because you want to get more information in a shorter period of time, it's better to just speed up the video rather than skipping around, because you do skip information a lot of times. So today we're going to be talking about why people in the vegan and raw vegan movement are gaining weight. If anyone is dealing with thyroid issues or adrenal issues, and it's really bad, that is something that could make you gain weight and hang on to an extra 5 to 10 pounds. And it's really annoying. I know that it totally is, and for the most part it's totally fixable. Getting checked and making sure that your hormone numbers are in the normal range, and normal range for you might be different than somebody else, so making sure that your numbers are where they need to be in order for you to feel good. And something that people have been getting into recently is getting their iodine levels checked, getting their zinc levels checked, and just making sure that they are getting enough of those nutrients. Because if you're not, then you could long-term have issues with your thyroid, which could cause you to put on weight. Make sure that you are getting your nutrient levels checked. There's a really great way to test your iodine, and you can do a spot and loading test for that. So that's a great way to see if you're getting enough iodine to make sure that your thyroid is healthy. Zinc is also a really important nutrient in the health of your thyroid, so zinc and iodine. As far as your adrenals, keeping them healthy, you just need to make sure that you are going to bed early, getting plenty of rest, making sure that you're not over-exercising, overdoing it, not drinking coffee for energy, just avoid energy drinks, and just really getting a lot of rest, reducing your stress, and making sure that you're eating enough healthy foods to replenish your body. Lots of foods that are high in vitamin C, not eating too many high calorie things like dates, maple syrup, things like that that are going to be harder for you to regulate your blood sugar. You want to eat more high water content fruits. Bananas are okay too, just don't, chug down a 10 banana smoothie in 5 minutes. That's a lot of sugar for your adrenals to process if you are dealing with adrenal issues. If you're totally healthy, then go ahead, do whatever you want. If you feel great, that's fine. But I'm speaking specifically to people who have adrenal issues or even thyroid issues. If you're having trouble regulating your energy, you want to do more grazing throughout the day. So you can still eat the same amount of food, just make sure that you're eating it a little bit more slower throughout the day. I think that is not what most people are wanting to hear about in this video, so that's why I just did it in the beginning and got it out of the way. So what I want to talk about is why there's a lot of vegans gaining weight in the past few years. And I know obviously I have gained some weight, and the video on my other channel explains why I personally gained weight. And now I want to talk about why other people have gained weight. And from what I've seen, what people have shared in videos, just from talking to people that have come and stayed with me, I feel like I've gathered a pretty good hypothesis and tested it and asked a lot of people and just figured out that it's kind of the same thing happening over and over again, and we need to put a stop to it. I think that the raw till 4 diet and just high carb raw diet in general can be really healthy for, number one, just replenishing your body with amazing nutrients, lots of vitamins and minerals, so good for your brain, for your mental clarity, for your mood, and also just for your body, to rebuild your body up if you've been really lacking for a long time. Now, I think where people get into trouble is when they start doing a raw till 4 diet and they're doing a very unhealthy version of it. So just like there's the standard American diet, which can be full of really processed foods, and then there's a kind of still standard American diet, which can be not full of processed foods, where people are still eating, a lot more, they're still omnivorous, they're eating a lot more animal products, but they're not eating McDonald's every day. So there's different ways to do different diets. There's vegan diets, there's processed vegan diet, and there's a healthy whole foods vegan diet. and there's a lot of fat vegans and there's a lot of really skinny vegans. So what I want to talk about is how I believe people are not properly doing a high raw diet. I'm not going to tell people how they should do raw till 4 because raw till 4 is a very specific diet that was not created by me, but there's a lot of people that have been eating a high raw diet during the day and eating a cooked dinner in the evening, and they're basically eating raw till 4 but not the specific raw till 4 diet. What I think needs to be addressed is that there's a lot of people eating raw till 4 that are just eating a lot of processed sugars, just refined white sugar, whether it's organic or not, a lot of white rice, a lot of corn, and not really focusing on doing too many vegetables or greens at all. I think they're really missing the mark and doing themselves a disservice if they're trying to rebuild their body on processed foods. So I would consider white rice a processed food because a lot of the nutrients have been stripped away from it. I would consider white sugar, whether it's organic or vegan or not, a processed food. I would say that they're not necessary or really helpful in recovering from an anorexic mindset and healing a body that's been damaged from anorexia. And I think that there's a way better way to go about things. Now, what I've seen from people eating this type of raw till 4 diet is that they end up overeating a lot. And they're overeating a lot because they think that they can eat unlimited amounts and they're not going to gain weight. Now, no one would follow the advice of eat unlimited carbs and you're going to gain 20 pounds. Nobody would listen to that. But people will listen to you if you say, you can eat unlimited carbs and you're going to be fit as a fiddle and you're not going to gain any weight. And then they follow the advice and they gain weight. Even if it's a couple hundred calories every single day, you're going to gain weight over time. People are being given false information and being kind of brainwashed. I think that if people took an approach that was way more holistic and saying, okay, here is what my resting metabolic rate is. Here is my activity level. Here's how many calories I burn this day. Here's how many calories I probably need to take in today. Let me try and get the most nutritious foods in that I can for that amount of calories. If you need to eat 2,500 calories to make up for your exercise and whatever, then that's awesome. Eat 2,500 calories. But if you could just not eat 500 or 1,000 calories of white rice and you instead eat way more nutritious foods, that's way better for you. Like if I'm gonna gain weight on something, I'd want it to be like something that was giving me a lot of nutrients as well. And when you think about white rice and white sugar, nutritionally, there's just not that much going on in there. This might sound completely ridiculous, this whole unlimited calories thing. If you guys are new to this movement, if you're just stumbling upon my channel for the first time and you're thinking like, what is this girl even talking about? If you go look up raw till 4, you will see a lot of people talking about it. And a lot of people get great results with it because I think that they do their research. They are actually concerned with nutrition. They're actually concerned with their health. They want to, know what's going on, and they can get really good results on it. And then there's other people that just don't really have the knowledge yet to be able to understand what's going on. And they see someone getting good results and they want to get what they have. So they just blindly listen to them and not really take into consideration a lot of other factors that need to be considered. They're riding maybe like an hour a day and then they're just smashing down the carbs and they're just smashing in the calories and they're not even considering and not even looking at how many calories did I actually just burn on that exercise while I was exercising. Did I burn 1,000 calories? No. Did I burn maybe 400 or 500 calories? Maybe. So I just want people to think for themselves, look at the stuff, look at the numbers. I'm sorry if I sound riled up in this, but because I've seen it happen to so many girls, I get a little bit emotional about it because I want people to feel good. I want people to feel happy. I want them to be comfortable with their bodies and to love themselves. But a lot of times it's really annoying when you feel like you're trying really hard and doing the advice that somebody's telling you and it's not working, but you're still like stuck in that mindset. So we need to shake ourselves out of that mindset. So let's get into how do we figure out how many calories we actually need to eat. I did a video in the past, and if you guys want to watch that whole video, I'm going to put a link in the description for you to check that out. But I basically in this video talk about how to figure out how many calories you need for your exercise level and for the ideal weight that you want to be at. So just take a look at this clip, and again, there'll be a link in the description that you can follow to watch the full video. What you do is you take your ideal weight, which could be more or less than you are right now. Mine is 115, and you multiply it by an activity factor. So if you're lightly active, you would multiply it between 13 and 15. If you're moderately active, it would be between 15 and 18. And if you're of athlete activity, you would multiply it by 18 and beyond. There's no cap for that. You can go as high as you need to and just keep increasing your calories as you need to. So if I multiply my weight, 115, by a moderate activity level, which I think I have, but I think I'm on the higher end. So if I multiply it by 17, then I will come out to 1,955 calories. If I multiply it by the highest end of moderately active, then it comes 18, it comes out to 2,070 calories. So I eat 2,000 calories. So that's right around, I mean, some days I probably do eat 2,070 calories, but that's really not that much more. So in this video, I'm not trying to tell people exactly what macronutrients they need to eat, because depending on what your goals are, it's going to be different. If you want to be an endurance athlete, then eating a high carbohydrate diet is great. If you want to build muscle, then that is not going to be a good diet for you, and you're going to have to eat more plant protein. So there's not one specific diet that works for everyone, although a lot of people like to believe that just doing this one thing is great for everyone. But everyone's body is different. Everyone has different testosterone levels. Everyone is going to build muscle differently. Everyone's going to hang on to fat differently depending on what their health history is. Not everyone can have a thigh gap, because that's just not genetically possible for people if they want to be healthy. Some people just genetically have larger bodies from the waist down, and some people genetically have larger bodies from the waist up. So we just can't say that everyone's body is going to turn out the same. There's some people that are really thin that just naturally have large breasts. There's some people that are thin that don't have large breasts. So we can't say that just being thin is going to give someone thin enough thighs so that they can have a thigh gap. That's not reality. That is delusional thinking. That's delusional thinking. And it also gives people unrealistic expectations, and it makes them frustrated with their own bodies. And I totally understand using sex appeal and things like that to get people to eat healthier, to be motivated, to want to take care of their bodies and do all that stuff. And I'm in agreement with that. I think that's great. If it gets people to eat healthy, to stop abusing animals, to stop eating animal products, to feel better, to be happier, I think what we need to do is focus more on ourselves, what our personal goals are. My friend Elise, she makes a really good point of making a point to, if you do want to look up to someone, if you do want to follow someone that has a body type that you like, look for people that are more realistic for you. Like, look for someone whose body looks like is kind of shaped like your body. So if you're bigger on the bottom and thinner up top, look for fitness people that have more of a body shape like that, so that that's more achievable for you. If you have the opposite, if you're someone who just retains you know, more weight in their arms or their stomach or in their chest, then look for people that have body types like that. Try to be more realistic with your own expectations for your body. If you focus on how you feel and your fitness level, that's so important too, because a lot of people that are healing from eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, or just coming from diets where they're just slightly under eating, we can tend to have some kind of like messed up neurotransmitters. Your glucose stores in your brain might be low. And so eating a high carb diet and eating as much as you need to eat to feel good is really important. And I think that it's also important to recognize that if you have been under eating for a very long time and you've been 10 or 15 pounds underweight or more, it's very possible that you might bounce back in the other direction about that same amount. If you've been 10 pounds underweight, maybe you're gonna gain that 10 pounds back, and then you're gonna gain maybe another 10 pounds because your body needs to rebuild, it needs to heal itself. But when you're getting to the point where you're gaining 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, it's not a healthy amount for you, it's not a healthy recovery amount. So you wanna just make sure that you're really taking care of your body. Go on a Chronometer and type in what you're eating and try as hard as you can to hit all of your nutrient needs. Because if you just eat a high carb Ralto 4 diet, that might give you a lot of energy for a period of time, but if you look at your micronutrients, you're going to be falling short on a lot of nutrients. Calcium is one of them. You're not going to be getting all of the different types of protein amino acids that you need. You're probably not going to be getting enough selenium. Vitamin E is another one. So just make sure that you are honoring your body and really giving it what it needs, and don't listen to any one person that tells you this is the way and this is how it has to be, because that's just not going to work for everyone. So you have to figure out what your personal goals are and eat for those goals. Don't eat for somebody else's goals. If you guys haven't watched my video on my other channel where I talk about my own personal weight gain and my weight loss, then you can check that video out. I'll also put a link in the description to that. If you guys have any more questions about anything on this topic, I would love to answer your questions. I'm going to be sharing some videos about what I'm eating to lose weight. As I said in my other video, I had gained about maybe 10 or 15 pounds this year, and I had my own personal reasons for why that happened to me. And I've probably lost about 10 of that already just in the past 6 months, and I'm doing it really gradually and in a healthful way. And yeah, so I would love to share with you guys what I'm eating, what I'm doing, what my workouts are. And I've got about another 5 to go, and I'm not really basing it off of weight exactly. I'm kind of just more so going on how I look, how I feel, how I fit into my clothing, and if I'm feeling like myself again. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure that you comment down below, share what you're going through, share what ever advice you have on this topic, and let me know what other things that you would like me to talk about relative to this topic or any other topics dealing with health, living in Hawaii, life, love, happiness, all that stuff. So stay tuned for some new videos coming out. I've got what I eat to lose weight, what I eat on my period, and polyamory, festival fever. What else was really popular? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel because I love you. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye.